Hi, welcome to the Upper Bloom. My name is Jennifer, your floral stylist, and today we're going to be making a wreath that can be fall or Christmas neutral. Over the next couple of weeks, the arrangements that I'm going to be doing are going to be easily transitioned from fall into Christmas, just by simply adding one element. So today we're going to start with just a really simple, elegant wreath that's made out of mainly pine cones. And the reason that I'm making this is because I've been looking all over Pinterest just at fall wreaths, and I noticed that most of the ones that I looked at were kind of foo-foo, a lot of fabric and owls and stuff like that, and things that couldn't really transition into Christmas. This one could go, like I said, either way. So I already got it started. It's pretty simple to make. I didn't think you'd need to see me construct the whole thing because I didn't want to bore you to death. So I'm just going to finish it up, but I'm going to let you know that what you're going to need for this is, first of all, a frame. This is an 18-inch wreath frame. It's pretty standard for any door. And what you're going to need is some moss to fill in, so you can use either reindeer moss, Spanish moss. I'm using lichen moss. Some fall leaves, and you can use either silk leaves or also a natural, dry, treated leaf that is preserved so it'll last a really long time. Now, the thing that can really make it transition into winter or Christmas time is the color berries that you add. So if you were to add red berries to this, or even white berries, then it would be perfect for Christmas time as well. So what I'm going to do here is just demonstrate how to keep going with this. And you're going to need wire clippers, pine cones, fall leaves, some berries if you want, and then moss. And I'm also using paddle wire to put it together. And so you're just simply wrapping everything, and we're going to be doing a little bit of hot gluing. So I'm just going to take my next pine cone here, and you take your paddle wire and just wrap it around really tight, like 3 times. And because it's going kind of in between the pine cone, it's not going to be very visible. And if it is visible, you can just hide it by using moss. You might have to play around with them a little bit and get the right sizes to fit. I actually found these pine cones on the ground. I didn't have to pay for them at a nearby park, but if you don't have that option, they sell them everywhere now. So you can pick up a bag for probably $5 or $6, and you can even find the scented ones, which would be great too. All we're doing is just wrapping the paddle wire around and around. I'm going to need one more piece to finish it. Okay, once you finish, you're just going to twist the wire together at the bottom, and that'll secure it. And now what I do is just take my glue gun, and I'm just going to glue in my fall leaves in between. And I just kind of stagger them so it looks balanced. I do some on the outside and some on the inside. A little bit more, and I've already added all of my berries, so the last step is just to add the moss, which will hide all the mechanics. This is something that you could also just lay on your table and use it around a grouping of candles. These are kind of neutral because you can use them on the table or hang them on the door. Okay, it's very simple. And here's what the finished product looks like. I kind of have a little more masculine taste, so I made another one that I wanted to show you in square, just so you could see the difference. And the square one is just as easy to make. You might need to play around a little more with how you're going to lay out your pine cones, because you have to have it fit the square just so. But this is what the square one looks like, and I think this is really cool too. And just like it's just super simple and super elegant, and they last forever. And again, all you have to do is add some red berries if you want to, and this is perfect for Christmas time as well. Okay, we're gonna jump right into something a little different now. I'm gonna do a topiary, and this is another thing that can transition from fall or Thanksgiving right into Christmas by just changing one element of the design. What I'm going to do is start with, well, first of all, our container. This is about a $9 or $10 container. You're going to need about a half of a block of Oasis. You want to soak it for a good 20 minutes. And then once you put it in the container, you just shave off the top a little bit, but leave about a 2-inch lip so that you're able to insert greenery at the base of this container. So for starters, you need to pick your pumpkin. So we just stick a pick right up the center of the pumpkin, and we want to hide this with some greenery. Any trailing greenery will do. I'm using star jasmine. You can use some sort of fern or honeysuckle or whatever you like. And this is just for the purpose of concealing our stick, but it'll also help kind of bulk out your entire arrangement. So once we wrap it, we're going to just poke it right down into the Oasis, and then you want to secure the top by just giving it a couple extra twists and looping it, making a little knot if you can, so it'll stay in place. Okay, got it. All right, now I'm gonna build around it with roses. And you can use pretty much whatever kind of flower you want, but I like roses because they have a firm stem and they'll open up beautifully, and it also kind of helps support the weight of the pumpkin because these are kind of heavy. All right, every time you add a rose, you want to make a fresh cut and insert it just straight down into the Oasis. And you want your roses to come below the pumpkin, that way you're able to see this, because this is your focal. So it's only going to take about 6 roses to complete the top of this arrangement. So all we're doing is just building a circle right around it. And I encourage you just to turn your container as you go too, that way you can see from all angles how it looks and make sure that there's no gaps. These roses are called Tinto. They're very dark, like a black magic. It's a good substitute if you're not able to get black magic. They're really pretty color for fall or Christmas. That one I didn't make short enough, so we need to cut it again. only need one or two more, and that should complete the top. Oops. And what you can do too is, if you want to, you can tie off the top and make it a little more compact. I just like to leave mine natural. But if you have to, you can tie it up a little bit and it'll support the whole arrangement better. Hard for me to see from this angle here. Okay, that looks pretty good. This is really top heavy right now, so we don't need to fill up the base, but what we want to do is, all right, we don't need to fill the entire base with flowers too. All we want to do is fill in with some greenery, which will hide the rest of the oasis down here. So I'm going to use some seeded eucalyptus. You can also use fall leaves. This is a great greenery because even after it dries, it's still really pretty. And it smells nice. Now I can see here by turning it that I have a little hole, so I am going to add one more rose at the top. And if I didn't already mention this, if you are currently a floral design student, you are able to buy your flowers at any wholesale flower market. Otherwise, I would say a good place to get your flowers relatively inexpensive would be your local farmer's market. Add one more rose to the top. Okay, now because this arrangement right now is top heavy, we're going to want to add some weight to the base of it too. So I'm going to pick another pumpkin to put at the base. Alright, I think we're just about finished here. Now, you can add other elements to this if you want to, such as berries or fall leaves or whatever you want. I'm just kind of keeping it simple for you. So I'm going to turn it around so you can get a better look at how it looks from the front. This is kind of one-sided. I wouldn't really consider this a centerpiece. If you were to make this as a centerpiece, then I would put more flowers at the base so that it looks beautiful from all the angles. But this is something that would look great on an end table or on a shelf. And there you have your pumpkin to topiary, and what you can do to change it and make it more like Christmas is just change out the pumpkins for pomegranates, and that'll give it an entirely different look, and it's just as inexpensive. And there you have it. I want to thank Anna Brandt for my really cool rustic backdrop, and Johnny Jeans, of course, for my dress and my really cool ring. Thank you so much.